Hi everyone, I am Dara. Today we gonna learn the WA questions in English, but we are going to learn about WA questions in Khmer language. So I will help you, how to make sentence, especially in question sentence in Khmer. So today we're gonna study two question makers in Khmer that I believe this is important for you to learn and ask questions when you meet Cambodian people while visiting Cambodia. Okay, so let's start with the two question makers. One is what, and the other one is how. So let's start with the what questions. So in English, all the WA questions is start at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, but in Khmer, it's about 80 or 90% of the question makers is at the end of the sentence. So it's the opposite. In English, the question maker or WA question, you put it or you place it in front of the sentence. But in Khmer language, the question maker or WA question is at the ends of the sentence. Okay, let's go to the example together with what. So what, in Khmer we say ai or away. So they are formal and informal. For informal we say ai, and for formal we say away. But I think informal is better for you because you are not going to read and write Khmer. So just speaking, I would suggest or advise you to learn informal way to communicate with Cambodian people. So let's start with the word what. So ai. Ai or ai. Ai. Example like, what is your name? So you see in English what is at the beginning of the sentence, but in Khmer we say Nek chmuo ai. Nek chmuo ai. You start like Nek chmuo ai. So Nek chmuo ai mean what is your name? So see, the question maker here is at the end of the sentence ai. Nek chmuo ai. Nek chmuo ai. Nek chmuo ai. And the same with what are you doing? Nek thwe ai. See the same. Nek thwe ai. So ai is a question maker for what in Khmer. So Nek thwe ai means what are you doing? Okay, so that's simple how to use WA question in Khmer. Again, for English, the question maker is at the beginning of the sentence, but for Khmer, all the question makers is at the end of the sentence. Example of these two sentences, I think it helps you with how to use what in Khmer. Okay, Nek chmuo ai, and then Nek thwe ai. So Nek chmuo ai means what is your name, and Nek thwe ai, what are you doing? Okay, let's go to the next one, how. How, there are several ways of making question in Khmer. Like I believe it is the same in English. For example, like you ask, how are you doing in English? In Khmer we say Nek sok sabai te. So in this case, how translate is the question maker for how in this case is te. So Nek sok sabai te. So te is the how, is a question maker for how in this case. So you can say So how in this case is they. So example, អ្នកសុខសប្បាយទេ អ្នកសុខសប្បាយទេ បាទ អ្នកសុខសប្បាយទេ mean how are you doing, how are you doing. So te here is a question maker for how in this case. Okay, how អ្នកសុខសប្បាយទេ so the te here, the question maker here is to ask whether someone is fine or not fine. Te. So te is a question maker for how in this case. So how are you doing? អ្នកសុខសប្បាយទេ អ្នកសុខសប្បាយទេ Okay, so this is a short clip. I think this is gonna help you in terms of how to make questions in Khmer. So today we learn two question makers, what and how. So what is a, how is they in terms of how are you, អ្នកសុខសប្បាយទេ and what is your name, អ្នកឈ្មោះអី Okay, អ្នកឈ្មោះអី Okay, អរគុណច្រើន thank you very much បាទជម្រាបលា